Hello everyone, how are you doing? Today we're going to be having a look at the Inov-8 Arctic Claw 300. So what with it being winter, January here, January everywhere in fact. So it's been really cold and snowy here for 3.5 weeks, probably a bit more. So it's been really cold and loads of snow. Sometimes it's thawed a bit, it's turned really icy. And basically the trails haven't been the easiest to run on. So I've been using the Inov-8 Arctic Claws, which I've had for a while now. But the past year, well last year I hardly used them. I think I took them for one run. Over the past month, past few weeks, I've been picking these up and using these when I've been heading out.
So I'm heading up this trail, which is covered. It's a bit steep for running, to be honest, but it's covered in a mixture of snow, ice, bare rock, bare trail, and it's nice and steep. So it's let me give these Arctic Claws a good test. So far, so good.
So some of the features on them, basically how we're going to start looking at this is it's the Inov-8 Arctic Claw 300, so we're going to start from the bottom, because that's what it's about. So before we get going, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. When we've finished watching it, leave a like, leave a comment below, and let me know how you get on when you go running through the snow. So the sole on these shoes, they use a sticky rubber. Inov-8 uses sticky rubber and 7mm lugs in depth, and on the end of some of the lugs, loads of them at the front here and some at the back, 4 at the back, they use tungsten carbide tips. So I'm not sure how well you're picking that up there, but I may put a picture on the screen if you need one. Hopefully this just shows up well. So little tips, they're almost like little tips that you get on the end of walking poles. So they don't stick out hugely, but they're absolutely fine, just the right kind of depth to grip into the snow and the ice. So you may think by having little tungsten tips on the bottom of your shoe, you're going to feel that when you put your foot in the shoe and you're running, but you don't, not at all. Because Inov-8 use what they call Protect Shank. There's a shank which helps protect your feet from any feeling of these digging in at all. So feeling the shoes, the stiffness of them, because they got that shank in them, they are torsionally fairly stiff. There's certainly flex from the toe area here, where it's got this groove. So that is certainly nice and flexible. But from here backwards, it's a fairly rigid sole. I shouldn't have used the word rigid. It's not rigid at all. It's just stiffer than certain other shoes in the back section here. When I've been running in it, it's been a bit weird because I've been going for runs in it the past few weeks, and I've consciously been wearing them to see how they cope in the snow and the ice, and I've almost forgotten I'm wearing them. So it's not like when you wear other shoes and you take them out for a run and you're really trying to analyse how they fit in, how the foot strike's going, how they weigh, just all sorts of different things. I've been putting them on. I've had nice grip when I've been running in slippier conditions, and I've forgotten the bit on my feet, and that's just let me concentrate on having a look about at the wonderful surroundings, the great conditions, because I've been trying to choose my days so it's been nice, sunny most of the time, not all the time. Okay, the drop on the shoes, the drop is 8mm drop, and they are 27.5mm stack height at the back, going to 19.5mm at the front. Okay, so it's a fairly cushioned shoe, and they use what they call power flow. So power flow is meant to give you 10% more absorption and 15% better energy return. And the upper they're using, it's a tough, really tough, durable upper. I'm not sure the exact materials they're using, but a tough upper. It's got a water repellent coating on it as well. They're not Gore-Tex. You don't want them to be Gore-Tex. Basically, they're not Gore-Tex, so they dry out quicker. So if you are concerned that you may get snow in over the top, you can do various different things. You can either wear a waterproof sock. If you're going to be out for a long time running through the snow, wearing a waterproof sock will just help. Well, it helps me keep my feet a little bit warmer, and it could, because I'll wear a second sock with it. Talking about second socks, there is enough room in this, so that I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here. I didn't really mean to do this in this order, but it's fit-wise, it's what they call a medium fit. I'd call it slightly wider and more voluminous than a medium fit. It gives me plenty of room in there to be able to put on a second pair of socks, which if I'm going out in the cold, snowy, icy conditions, especially if I'm going out for a bit longer, I want to wear an extra pair of socks, so I'll get cold feet. So this allows you to wear that extra pair of socks or that waterproof sock, which sometimes is a little bit thicker. So fit-wise, there is enough room in here and width, and to get an extra sock. But if you have slightly wider feet and you don't have so much trouble with the cold, then it could be a good fit for you as well, with it being a little bit broader. It's got a big fat cushion tongue on it, which is integrated as well, so it should stop snow getting in through the tongue. Okay, so it's almost got a full round as well, so it's got protection around the toe here, and this carries on most of the way round. So there is quite a lot of protection when wearing this shoe. So super durable, lot of protection around here. And just over here, we've got Gaiter hooks. So I've got a Gaiter over here. I'll put up a little short bit here about how to put your Gaiter on. Because the first few times I used to put on this sort of Gaiter, I used to put my shoe on first and then go, all right, okay, I need to take my shoe off again to be able to get the Gaiter on. This particular one, you've got a little hook, goes at the front there, and just at either side here, there's a little, there we go, that's in one side, and it's easier when you're wearing them. And that goes over the top there. So that is extra protection for you to stop any snow going in over the top. When I've been out lately, I've not actually been wearing these. I could have done it with them on one occasion where the snow is pretty deep, but I didn't mind just getting a bit of snow going in over the top. It was a shortish run. It was a nice day. I was having fun, and I was having fun because I was wearing these. So another thing about the upper, you got your laces, very thin laces, but they've been fine. I found they tied well. They've not unknotted themselves when I've tied a knot, and they haven't knotted themselves. So some laces I find when I undo them, I go to put them on again. I don't know, the shoe fairies have been along and they've tied a little knot inside the lace, and it takes me ages to unknot it. Haven't had that problem at all with these. So, and they haven't frayed either. Some laces tend to fray. They've been fine. So with a shoe like this, I found it's going to last you absolutely flaming ages. So get a pair of these sort of shoes. It's going to last you multiple winters because you're only going to wear them when the occasion is right for wearing them. Most of the time you're going to be wearing your standard running shoe. But when it is snowy and icy and you feel the need to get these extra grips, the tungsten tips on the sole, they've been really good. They've certainly made me enjoy going out for runs while still having the confidence, especially going up and downhill.
So the difference I'm finding with these Arctic Claws compared to the normal trail shoes running yesterday with no spikes on them, so the conditions are just the same, apart from today is a really nice day. But the main difference I'm feeling is going uphill and downhill. You have great traction with spikes just biting into the snow and the ice. Whereas yesterday's run with no spikes, there were certainly points where it was a bit slippy, which it would be, but definitely give you extra confidence having the spikes in the bottom of the shoes.
And a really weird feature of these shoes, which I'm sure, well, they haven't. Certainly not. This was not in the design at all. But they're magical shoes because they self-clean. Because every time you go out for a run in these, you're running through snow and ice. By the time you get back, the snow's fallen off. There's no mud about because it's snowy. And they just look like new. I've worn these a fair few times the past few weeks, and they still look like new. So self-cleaning shoes, it's amazing. So what sort of shoes do you use when it's snowy and icy where you are? Do you get much snow and ice at all? Here in the UK, it's predominantly up where I live, up in the Highlands, where we get most of the snow and the ice. But it can fall anywhere, and lots of you guys from all over the world, so I know loads of you have loads of snow and ice. Some people even use screws to screw in the bottom of their soles. Do you do that? I've never tried that. I don't really want to when I've got something like this. So thanks for coming along to watch the video. Hope this was of use to you. Please leave a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay, see you next time.